The only thing that you get to focus on is how you make decisions, and making decisions from a place of desire versus paradigm. The desire side of things is the side of faith and opportunity. And the paradigm is the side of fear and lack and scarcity. And so by choosing to live a life from your desires in faith, when you make your decision, you get to change your behavior, your results, and your reality. You get to say yes to the new you long enough for your old you to die. What is going on, STR Nation? This is your host and brother from another mother, Emanuele Pani. I am here all by myself today as I'm traveling to Boston in a couple hours, and we couldn't get the times to work with Riles. And I'm so excited, guys, to be heading up to Boston, to Salem, to the new office. And it's so wild to me to get to experience the office and get to experience what Secrets has become. And as I was thinking about what to share with you guys this week, I thought I would share with you part of what I'm going to talk about at the event on Saturday. Because it also ties into what I just talked about, which is the fact of Secrets and everything that has happened was at a certain point in time a desire that Mike had to help serve and support people in becoming financially free. And so how do desires come about, right? That's kind of the beginning of the topic and how I want to talk about it. So it is my truth that the way a desire works is you get an idea. An idea becomes a want. Once you're actually sure of what it is that you want, you make it a goal. So all a goal is a want that you actually want. The point of a goal is to help you grow in your awareness of what is possible for you. So a lot of us look at goals and they're like, the point of a goal is to get something. Yes and no, right? What I think now and what I believe now, the point of a goal is to help me understand and gain awareness as to what I think it's possible for me to do. And what I believe the gift of the goal actually is the person that I get to become along the way, right? So understanding that the prize, it's really the progress and not the outcome. From there, once a goal becomes a non-negotiable, it becomes a desire. And then this desire goes to a burning obsession. And when something becomes a burning obsession, I guarantee you, anytime that has happened to you in your life about whatever it is, you have it, right? You manifest in your life, you create it, you bring it to pass. So part number one, or things number one I want to talk to you about is, okay, desires. So we get to establish what it is that we want. The problem, or the opportunity, I should say, is that desires oftentimes clash with your reality. What do I mean by that? There is part of you that says, I want this, I want to create this, but you doubt yourself. And that's why you go back to ideas, right? So if you go through the scale, what I just talked about, ideas become want become goals, goals become desires. Your self-image oftentimes will say to you, once the idea comes down the pipe, right? Comes down the universe, comes through God, you hear the voice, whatever works for you, right? Like whatever language suits you best in this moment. Once that happens, the idea comes through, you're like, I would like that. I would like to create that. And then you hear the little voice, right? That says, you can't do that, right? And what is that little voice? Well, that's your paradigm. It's the way that you've always done things. The way things have always been for you up until now is the voice that you hear. So what does a paradigm do? A paradigm then influences your decision making. In what way? It influences your decision making to keep them the same way they've always been. So if you're not driving, you're going to write down on a piece of paper, desire versus paradigm. And understanding that a desire comes from an idea that became a want, that became a goal, and then transmute itself into a desire. What the desire fights against is your paradigm, which is the way things have always been up until now, which includes your current reality, your current environment, your current story about yourself, and everything else in between. And it also includes your current way of making decisions. I think I have some pretty smart listeners. And so it is my assumption that you know that as long as you continue to make decisions the way you've always made them, you're going to continue to get what? Did you say out loud what I've always gotten? Because that's the correct answer, right? So that leads me to part two of the 3Ds, right? So desire was part one, decisions part two. Let's get real here for a second. Your decisions create your life. There is a bunch of things that you know you could be doing right now that you're choosing not to do that would unlock your desires. And you're not doing them because of a story, a fear, a perspective that is part of your paradigm. So the way things have always been up until now. That's why a lot of the times I like to ask people, what is the ROI of an idea? But the ROI of an idea is zero until one, you choose to do something about it and you are willing to do what is needed to bring it to pass. So are you willing to sacrifice yourself to the desire that you have? Are you willing to be used by these ideas that you are getting? They're going to lead you to a new life and a new result. So a lot of the times something happens, we get an idea, it becomes a want, it becomes a goal, it becomes a desire. And then what we get to do is we get to become disciplined in our decision making. Discipline is the third D. And you get to become disciplined to your decision making to the point that you discipline the way that you're making decisions based on your desires and not your paradigm. So based on your desires and not how things have always been. If the moment comes that you have a decision to make and you default to how you've always made a decision, you and I both know, because you said it out loud a second ago, that you're going to continue to create and to bring to pass the same thing. So if you wrote down, as I said earlier, desire versus paradigm on a piece of paper, underneath it, you're going to write two arrows that lead to the word decision. And then under that, you're going to write one more arrow that leads to the word results, behaviors, and reality. And so it's with the understanding that as long as nothing changes, so as long as your decision making remains the same, it doesn't matter the ideas that you get, because the ROI on them is going to be zero until you discipline yourself to make decisions about opportunity, moments, facts, events in a different way that is based on, and the only thing that you ask yourself is, okay, does this decision, making this decision right now, either going yes or no, does it bring me closer to my desired outcome, yes or no? And if the answer is no, if the answer is a paradigm-based answer, so an answer based on how things have always been, then you know, in order to change that part at the bottom, right? Reality, behavior, all you get to do is the only thing that you get to focus on is just make a decision in a different way. So if the moment comes when, let's say, you have to call somebody and you're calling somebody, and in the past, you will do one call. If that call didn't go well, you kind of called it quits for the rest of the day. Because you're like, oh, that call was so difficult. That guy was so rude. That lady was so mean to me, and so on and so forth. What you guarantee in yourself is that by making that choice, the way you've always made them, you're going to continue to create the same reality, have the same behaviors, and have the same results that you've always set up. So this is a very philosophical but very real way that you guys can look at your life and understanding and looking at the one thing that you get to do different to influence your reality, your behavior, and your result. Because the only thing that you get to focus on is how you make decisions, and making decisions from a place of desire versus paradigm. And if you'd like to think about it in a even further way, is the understanding that the desire side of things is the side of faith and opportunity. And the paradigm is the side of fear and lack and scarcity. And so by choosing to live a life from your desires in faith, when you make your decision, you get to change your behavior, your results, and your reality. So those are the 3Ds, right? And so it's a very simple kind of hack that you get to use anytime you need it. When you're faced with a decision, asking yourself, okay, cool, I know this is the decision that I have. Am I making it the way I've always made it? Or am I willing to be uncomfortable and to make this decision based on my desire, so my future self versus now? That leads me to the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about, which is something that I've been pondering a lot over the last couple of weeks, which is the concept of courage. I have realized now, 15 years into entrepreneurship, that having courage is kind of the keystone to everything else. And you're like, yes, obviously, right? But entertain me here for a second. So what I realized for myself is that it's not a question, am I courageous or not? So it's not that easy binary conversation. Because what I know, if I ask myself that question, is I can find evidence to support the fact that I am courageous, or that I've been courageous up until now, which then brings on two awarenesses with it. Awareness number one is that courage is like winning. In order for us to keep being courageous, we have to keep choosing to have courage when opportunity is given, which is the same way for you to continue to be a winner. Somebody that has won or used to win is you get to keep on winning, right? So Michael Jordan has won a bunch of championships, but he used to be a winner of things. He's not a winner now from that perspective, right? Some of you are saying like, MJ will always be a winner. Yes, I get it. From there is the understanding that, okay, how courageous am I being right now? Am I being courageous every day? Or am I living with courage only some days? Am I being courageous in my business, but not in my home life? Am I being courageous in the way that I talk to clients, but not in the way that I talk to my business partner or my life partner? Am I being courageous with how I talk to myself? And how courageous am I actually being? Because again, in order for you to change your decision making to your desires versus your paradigm, it's going to take courage, and it's going to take courage for an extended period of time. Because if not, your habitual way of making decisions will sneak back up on you the moment you get weak. What do I mean by the moment you get weak? There's an amazing book called Power versus Force. And the way that I've understood this book is that power comes from identity. So when your discipline gets to become identity based versus having to force it, like, oh, I'm going to be disciplined today, right? Like that having to force discipline only goes so far, because the moment your feelings are not great, or you're not feeling great, or you're having a tough moment, chances are you are going to default back to your worst habits, right? And so it's understanding, okay, if I am identity based in my decision making and I am disciplined from a place of identity, meaning that the thing that I'm choosing to bring to light is stronger than my feelings because I was tied into a deeper sense of knowing that I know based on the fact that I know how decisions work. And I know that as long as I keep making decisions from desires over and over, I'll change my results, my behaviors, and my reality. Then making decisions from a place of discipline to your future self becomes easy versus having to force yourself constantly to do something that it clashes with your identity. You tracking? You're tracking what I'm saying? I hope you are. So what do I want to leave you guys with? One, it's that little drawing, right? It's that little graph that I would love for you guys to have on your desk, wherever you make decisions on a day-to-day basis. That says desire versus paradigm. On top of desire, write love and fate. On top of paradigm, fear and past. Then from there, have two arrows that point to decision, and under that, one arrow that goes to reality, behavior, and results. And anytime in this next week until the end of the year, right, that you have a choice to make a decision about your business, about your life, anything else that you got going on, you get to ask yourself, okay, how have I made decisions up until now? And how does the new me that is identity driven and knows what he or she wants to create, and super clear that that is not just a want, it's a goal. And it's not just a goal, it's something that like I have a burning obsession, a commitment to it, become a desire every day. It's a desire in my life. How does that person make this decision right now? And then watch how your results, your behaviors, and your identity are going to change. And in this moment, if you choose, kind of like that Mission Impossible thing, I don't know if you guys remember, if you choose to accept this mission, understand, cultivate courage from the beginning. Courage, it's not in how you do some things, it's how you do everything. One of my mentors always used to tell us, the way you do anything is how you do everything. And that kind of clicked on me, clicked in my mind at the time, but it didn't click to the degree that it clicked now, as I've been pondering the concept of having courage. Because what I realized is that as I embrace courage in all the arenas, all the buckets of my life, that grows across the board. And so is the question for you is like, how can you be courageous for the rest of this year? And are you going to be willing to continue to be courageous as things may get uncomfortable? Things are definitely going to get uncomfortable. It's the other thing that I want to leave you with. Because why? The moment you start making decisions from desires instead of paradigm, your entire environment that is a perfect reflection of your decision making based on your paradigm, so based on your stories up until now, it's going to start freaking out on you, right? So people are going to be like, "Ah, you've changed. I invited you to things and you used to come to things and you used to do things with us all the time. And now what? You're too good for us." In that moment, you get to hold on to the fact that you've made a decision based on the things that you are choosing to bring to light. Because for me, the worst thing is to have a bunch of ideas come to me. They're all things that I would have loved to create and to not do it based on the fact that I'm not able to say yes to the new me long enough for the old me to die. I'm going to say that again. That's a quote from E.T., Eric Thomas. But saying you get to say yes to the new you long enough for your old you to die. And so for the rest of the year, courage to pursue the things, courage to do the things even if they're hard. In the understanding that as you show yourself courage and you build on this decision making, and you build on your discipline, it's going to become easier. So right now, it is undoubtedly the hardest it's ever going to be. And that's okay. And then from there, it's like, okay, I'm going to have courage to do the things that I know I can do today to grow. Because growth is a continuous growth and evolvement of who you are now. And you cannot experience next week's, next month, next year's growth if you don't choose to go through this moment right now and experience the growth that is in front of you now. And then anytime you have the opportunity to make a decision, allowing yourself to sit down and have a conscious conversation with yourself. Hear your paradigm wanting to make a decision, and the moment you start pushing against it, hearing all the fear stuff that's going to ultimately come out of your own mouth, and understanding that it takes just as much strength and willingness for you to believe in faith than it does to believe in fear. And so for the next 2 months, allow yourself to choose you, allow yourself to choose to make decisions from your desires and not the way things have been, and have courage along the way. And understand that the more you rely on courage, the stronger your courage is going to get. And understand that that's never going away, right? Like I get to tap in new levels of courage in myself as I push outside of my paradigm towards new desires. But once you embrace that this is just what's going to happen always as you progress through life, then you're not as worried because you understand A, that is normal, B, that was expected, and C, you'll have a stack of evidence from how you have grown in the past through this process that you'll know that anything that happens right now, it's only temporary. And as long as you tap into courage in making your decisions and disciplining yourself from that perspective, life will change and will continue to change and progress for you so you can create whatever you want. So, little short episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. I am, again, super excited. I do hope to see a bunch of you guys at the event, and I will be back next week. We have some new updates coming for you that I'm super excited about that we'll share on next week's episodes. And with having said that, I hope you guys have a great day.